Hey there YouTube, it's Hex again. Welcome back for another video. So I'm here at the house just packing up an order for a client to ship out today. We finished charging them last night, so if you guys follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you guys have seen a little bit of behind the scenes of that. But I thought it would be a good time while I have some of the herbs and stuff in front of me. I had a little bit of spare time before I start work for my next client, that I wanted to start this series that I have been talking about doing for quite some time now. This is my series on herbs, roots, curios. I think I'm going to title it the Curio Cabinet. In that way, it kind of gives you guys some insight into what herbs are my favorite to use, what we stock here in our home apothecary, what we might be offering in the shop later, and then, their magical and practical uses within witchcraft and conjure. So some herbs might overlap and be usable for multiple purposes. Some herbs might have a similar or same purpose, and I'll explain the differences and why we would select one over the other when I talk about the herbs, because the energies are a little different and kind of depending on what else you use it with. So for today's installment of the Curio Cabinet, I wanted to talk about two of my personal very favorite herbs and roots. On the left here we have bayberry root. Bayberry root is a really nice root to use in all prosperity and money drawing works. So I put bayberry root in the bottles of money drawing oil. If you've ever ordered from my shop, that will be included in your oil. I use this to put in money drawing mojos. You can burn bayberry root on a charcoal block to entice prosperity. You can put it in incense. We actually grind bayberry root down into a fine powder, and that's one of the bases for one of our incense in the shop. Bayberry has kind of a special energy to it because it's a root. So when I was being taught some of these lessons throughout my life, bayberry root is great because it's a root. Being a root, it grounds and it roots the effect into your life. So I like to put bayberry root in my prosperity workings because it's rooting down and grounding the work to your real life. Then on the right side here, sorry guys, I'm blocking the camera view again, we have bay leaf. Bay leaf is one of my favorite herbs, and I use it for so many different things. Bay leaf is really, really famous for pretty much all matters of prosperity and success. Bay leaf is one of my favorite herbs to use in Crown of Success workings because it does tend to open the doors very swiftly for success and prosperity. And the success that you find will be very prosperous and very profound when you're using bay leaf. It's a kind of a small but mighty herb, and it's a very simple herb to use. Bay leaf is also known to be very cleansing. A lot of people, when they want to remove and kind of cut and clear something from their life, will write down those things on a bay leaf, and they will burn the bay leaf on a charcoal block or in a fire to rid themselves of that energy. It's also said that you can burn bay leaves, much like sage, in your home and watch the effects take hold. And it's just when you really need something profound and quick, and sage isn't quite cutting it, I recommend to use bay leaf. It's very soothing as well. I very much enjoy the smell of bay leaf. So for those of you that do, you'll really enjoy using bay leaf in that manner. Now, some quick tricks for bay leaf that you can use is you can actually take a bay leaf and put it in your wallet. Something that I do every month is I carry a leather wallet on me, and you need to condition leather. So I use money drawing oil that we make here at the shop. I put a little bit in my hands, and I actually massage my wallet with that to condition my wallet, but it also is conditioning it with money drawing oil. And then I take a bay leaf, I pray over the bay leaf, and I keep it in my wallet for prosperity. to keep the money flowing to me. And then you can also actually get it laminated. That's something that, if you've seen Ember Honeyraven's video, she got a haul from somebody who also is in the conjure tradition, and they laminated the bay leaf and sent it to her. That's actually a genius idea, and I've not really thought about that until I saw that. You can also put a bay leaf in your shoe. Is something that I have been told before works really well. I've not actually tried that. I find for me the wallet is more effective. And the great thing about bay leaf is you can find them in your local supermarket, and they're super, super cheap. They're very inexpensive to get, especially here in Southern California where I live currently. We have a lot of Latin American food markets, and some of their herbs, bay leaf being one of them, they carry in bulk, and they're extremely inexpensive to get. So it's something that I utilize quite often. For bayberry root, I find bayberry root, if you guys are wondering what to use it in and of itself, bayberry is good for, again, all prosperity and money drawing. So you can use just bayberry. I personally like to combine it with patchouli and cinnamon. I find that those three energies together work very well to kind of swiftly draw in the prosperity that you're looking for and root it down to your life. So the rooting action comes from the bayberry. The cinnamon tends to heat up the work in a very sweet way. And then you have the patchouli, which is a great money drawing herb as well. It's known to be patchouli's known to be an herb of money drawing because it's used in perfumery. So if you think about a lot of fragrances, patchouli is a really good base note used in quite a few very expensive fragrances. Patchouli is actually very expensive to cultivate, and it's very expensive to get the fragrance out of. So patchouli is great for drawing in that money and kind of retaining that residual income for you. Yeah, so this is just some of my favorite herbs here. We're going to actually do a series on this. I'm going to film a few videos today about some different herbs that we have here. And I wanted to show you guys some of the herbs. I want you to actually physically see them. I know a lot of people will talk about it, but they don't really show you up close what they look like. So bayberry, we get ours. It's wild harvested and cut and sifted. So what that means is it's not the whole root. It's actually chopped into pieces. And I kind of prefer that because the pieces fit better into bottles. You can just pick out a couple and use them as you need them. And then bay leaf here. These bay leaves are dried. There are some markets that carry the bay leaves fresh as well. So if you prefer that, that's something that you can do. If you guys have any other questions about some particular herbs that you guys would like me to talk about, or that you would like me to share if I have here, I will do that. Leave those in the comments below. And until next time, I will talk to all of you soon. Blessed be.